Welcome to our Codenado episode for today. Today we're going to learn how to retrieve a user input from the user and use it as a variable. So to start, we're simply creating a public class user input. And before we start, it's important to import the scanner class. The scanner class is what's going to actually allow you to retrieve a user input. So that can simply be done by doing import java util.scanner. Close that out. Now we can go straight into our public static void main method. And then within here, we can start by using the scanner class to create an object. Okay, so what this is actually doing is it's creating an object that's going to that's going to ask the input from the user, which we can then store in a variable. So we're doing this by creating an object called myObject. And then remember, whenever we're creating a new object, we start off with the class name that we're creating it in, what we're calling it, and we follow that by an equal symbol, and we type in new because this is going to be a new object within the scanner class. Okay, and when we're doing this, we're actually going to have a parameter within these parentheses. And in this case, it's going to be system.in. And if you remember from the earlier videos in this Java tutorials, we use the system.out to output certain pieces of text or strings or integers. In this case, we're going to use the input because we're asking for input from the user. So now we want to store this input within a variable that we can easily refer to throughout our code. So we're just going to create a variable. And remember, when we're creating a variable, we start with the data type and we follow that by the name that we want to give it. So just type user text. Okay. And now we can actually use this variable. Well, now we can actually request the user to input a certain piece of text. So we can do this by, well, first let's create a title, like give instructions to the user. So system.out print line, and let's just say enter text here. Okay, and now we can actually use our object that we've created here to get an input from our user. So how are we going to do this? Well, first we can on our object. That's the first thing we need to do, and we want to ask for the user input on the next line after this. So it's going to say enter text here, and then we want to under that we want to input whatever text we're going to input. So let's do my object dot next line. That's the command that we're going to put in here, and within here, and this is basically how we're going to call and tell Java to get an input from the user. And now we want to actually store it in this user text variable that we've declared up here. So we'll just do user text equals this object dot next line. Okay. So now we can let's print this entire string out. Let's print this variable out. So we can do this by a system dot and let's just say you said and our user text. Okay, simple. So what should we get? Well, first off, um, Java or a program is gonna say enter text here, and then the user is gonna input whatever they want. So let's just say hello world. Then after that, Java is gonna take this input store it in the user text variable that we've created here, and it's going to print you said whatever hello world. So it would say Java, and it would say you said world. So it's essentially just taking your input and concatenating it with the string that we've declared up here and printing it out. So let's run this and see how well it works. Okay. It's like we did something wrong here. I did something wrong. Delete that scanner. Don't see anything. Let's see what the error is up here. Print line in system. So that is an IN, right? So new scanner. Okay, so it looks like this is our error. Oh, yeah, my bad. I forgot to put the out system.out.println. Okay, simple mistake. Okay, so now when we run it, it's prompting us to enter text here. We'll say hi. Enter that, and it says you said hi. So it's a very simple concept, and there's a lot of ways you can implement this in your code. So it's very useful. So if you learned something new in this video and you enjoyed it, feel free to hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.